Hey guys, welcome to another pick a card. I know it's been a while since I have done one of these for you guys, but we are going to take a look at a message from your higher self for the year of 2025. So it's going to be kind of whatever message wants to come through here for you. And that would be supportive for you for the year. So we have 3 piles. I've pre-pulled the oracles, and then we are going to live pull tarot. As well, in case you are unaware, I have also been posting sign readings again. So if you guys are interested in seeing sign readings, or if you're new to my channel, then you can go and check those out. The first kind of round of them has been back out. So there's a sign for each, or a reading for each sign. So if you'd like to check that out, feel free. They'll just be on my regular page. And as well, if you're interested in any coaching, or if you like these styles of readings, or just collective intuitive readings, then feel free to check out my membership, Soulful Circle membership. It's a tarot membership where I do readings every 2 to 3 days to support you on your journey, your growth, and your expansion through your life. So if that's something that interests you, the link for that will be down below. But otherwise, we have 3 piles here for today. We have pile number 1 with this selenite wand. We have pile number 2 with the howlite tower. And we have pile number 3 with the clear quartz heart crystal. I almost forgot what it was called. So pick the one obviously that resonates with you, or that is kind of speaking to you, and this is going to be a message from your higher self for 2025. Hi, pile number 1, welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose the selenite wand. This is going to be your reading for what your higher self wants you to know about, wants you to know for 2025, basically. We're going to start with those ones, those oracles here first. So let's dive into it, shall we? So we have Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess, here for this soul call and gather. And we have Morning Dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. Okay, so some of you are definitely maybe doing, I want to say some reflection around maybe the end of 2024, how you're going to be moving in 2025, or what your goals are, what your goals are, what you're working towards, maybe even what you're doing, how you're doing things, how you're showing up in 2025, wanting to really start fresh with this new year. Which I think a lot of us kind of get into that energy, but then we kind of fall off the rails a little bit as things kind of move forward. And I mean, December into January is always a tough one. At least if you're in the northern hemisphere, because it's so dark outside. It gets, its motivation sometimes can be a little bit lower, I would say, just because we just don't get the vibrancy of the sun all the time, right? It can be very dark and gloomy, especially in January. But I feel like you're really optimistic about the year ahead. I feel like your higher self really wants you also to start with a fresh outlook, a clear mind. Wants you to really clear and cleanse your energy, I'm getting here as well. There's something that your higher self is saying, there's something you're meant for. There's something that you are here to do, or here to be a part of, or here, even for some of you, you might have I know this is your lineage, so it's more so talks about your ancestors, but some of you, there's a community or people that you're meant to be a part of, or you're meant to be with, that I see this as you being something that you're being prepared for, Or again, you might already know what this is, but it's this 2025 is, your higher self is saying like 2025 is really about you stepping into this version of yourself, or stepping into this. And I feel like in order to be able to do that, you need to create space for a positive outlook. You need to have this freshness, this clear energy. So I feel like it's not only your mind, but also your physical body, your emotions, your your spiritual essence, right? Like getting really clear in your energy and your aura and who you are. Not just from a mental perspective though. This is also from a again, an energy perspective, a tension perspective, like just clearing anything that's weighing you down. If you're a woman watching this, that is actually what I do in my coaching. I help you work through your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual selves to get you to like where you want to be in my program called Elevate Her. So if that's something that interests you, you guys can check out more information on that below. But this is really about you making sure, again, throughout 2025, you're constantly checking in with your energy and where you're at. And if it is really heavy, that's totally fine, but just making sure you're clearing that. So it's like having the awareness of knowing when you maybe need to do, I'm going to say like a little bit more work, or you may need to nurture yourself a little bit more, if that makes sense. So just don't let the tension and the chaos kind of like run you. Like make sure you're always checking in with yourself. So let's get some tarot from your higher self here for 2025. What's the message from their higher self for 2025? So we have the High Priestess. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's, with the High Priestess, I feel like, again, obviously intuition, stepping into kind of more feminine energy, this receptive energy. Some of you, this does have to deal with like our subconscious mind and things like that. So again, there could be aspects of your beliefs, your limitations, or what's been holding you back that I feel like you're processing here, or that your higher self is wanting you to take a look at. Because there's, it's about your inner voice, and your inner voice this year, I feel like, is meant to guide you, but it has to be strong, and you have to be able to, I don't want to say trust it, because we always should trust it, but I think it's like discerning what's our higher self and what's our intuitive essence, and what's maybe more fear-based and that sort of thing, right? So being able to decipher the difference between the two. I also think you're going to be relying on your higher self to guide you. Look at that, we have the Queen of Cups, which is another emotion energy here, and intuition. Yeah, I feel like I kind of lost what I was saying there. Oh, you're having to rely a lot on your intuition this year. And so it's like that clarity, I feel like, is why this is needed. Like you need to make sure your energy is clear, make sure your mind's clear, make sure you're just clearing the energies from you so that you can tap into this. And the messages when they come in are clear for you. Now we also have this Queen of Cups. Some of you could be definitely in like healing industries, and that could be something that you are meant to step into this month. You could even be a healer in the sense of like just the product or an offer that you portray or that you showcase for the world. It doesn't just have to be like a healing industry. I feel like you could even be like, if you're in a like more of a job or a career, because I do feel like there's a heavy like what you do day to day and how you show up, I feel like is being highlighted here. I also feel like you could just be in a very supportive, nurturing role wherever you work or however you just however you show up or however you work through things. So I do feel like that is being highlighted if you're not like self-employed or offering a service and that sort of thing. Now we do have the Eight of Pentacles. So again, I feel like you're going to have to work like daily on your energy. So this is like your higher self is really wanting you to put into place some sort of spiritual or healing practice for yourself, like a morning routine, evening routine, self-care routines, but like ones that are actually very supportive and not just like surface level. Like they need to feel like they're serving you in some sort of way. This is going to help you stay focused. This is going to help you like work on what you're meant to be here and do. Like it's going to help you I'm almost getting like be in alignment with what you're supposed to be focused on. It's also going to help you dedicate your time and your energy because you can focus, right? Because you can put in the effort and the work, because you have the energy, you have the clarity, you have like, you know what I mean? You're not sitting here maybe feeling burnt out, or you're not feeling like overwhelmed by things, right? So really getting this energy on track here. I feel like as well for some of you, this is also like you really needing to put a lot of time and energy and dedication into what it is that you do from a spiritual perspective or a healing perspective, like in your job, your career, whatever it is that you're doing. We have the Ace of Cups. Again, filling your own cup, like really making sure that you're supported, you're nourished here. There's a lot of like water energy here. And they're even surrounding a pool of water. So there could even be something around your emotional space. Some of you are very connected to what you do, or you will feel very connected with what you do in 2025. But again, there's a strong spiritual and emotional, and then there's like this practical dedication piece. So I feel like, again, you need to be committed to whatever it is that you're moving through. Now you could have some maybe new creative ideas, or you could be starting something new in 2025, right? We do have a fresh start. So you could be starting something new in 2025 that, again, really fills your cup. You really love it. You really enjoy it. It really feels like it serves like a purpose, or it connects to like your soul path and what you're here to do. I really feel like your guides and your higher self are really trying to work with you in 2025 for you to see some level of change. And then we have literally the Wheel of Fortune. So, and as I was saying that, like a Temperance, right? So the guides, the angel wings, right? There's a divine timing piece I'm also getting here now that I pulled out these two here with the Temperance at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely a divine timing. And again, Temperance can deal with like your purpose, and there's this clarity. So some of you, if you're not clear on what your purpose is or what you should be doing, I think you're going to get very clear on this in 2025. And again, I feel like your guides and your higher self are saying like, that's why this clarity is so important of like your energy, clarity of your energy, so that we can give you these signs and synchronicities and ideas and insights. They can come through, but they can be very clear. I feel as well, your higher self is saying you're going to go through a lot of change in 2025. There could be some unexpected things. That could be, again, why needing to make sure we're dedicated to how we take care of ourselves and how we support ourselves is so important, because there is going to be these changes happening, and that can kind of disrupt us. But if we're doing the things daily that we need to do to support ourselves, it will be able to adapt and handle those situations easier. We can like regulate to what's going on around us. We won't be so like shell shocked and so affected by it, especially emotionally. So definitely keeping your emotional space, almost like keeping yourself grounded in a way so that your emotions aren't like out of control. But I also feel like there's going to be very empowering changes. Your higher self is saying there's going to be very empowering changes for you. And again, I do feel like there could be something new or something that's starting for you in 2025 that you're going to feel very like connected to as well. So let's see what we've got going on here for some other oracles. We have Moon, which says honor phases. It says respect where you are, self-care, and sync with cycles. So I feel like this is really honoring like your energy flow as well, whether you're male or female. If you're female, I feel like this could also even have to do with your cycle and working with the flow of your cycle, and just know that your energy is naturally supposed to go through ebbs and flows. So that I feel is also being highlighted here. I feel like this also has to tie in with the Wheel of Fortune of like cycles, changes. So if things feel, your higher self is saying like things are going to change when they're meant to change. So when you're in a phase where you feel like things should be shifting faster or things should be shifting quicker, like be kind to yourself and just respect where you're at and just keep being dedicated, keep working towards what your focus is. It might not be the right time for things to change, but they will change. You just have to respect where you're at in this moment, right? Things don't necessarily change overnight. They can, but a lot of times they don't, right? And so things take some time. And so keeping that in mind throughout the year. Yeah, we have Manifest Magic, number 8. It says, weave your magic, miracles, understand manifestation. So some of you are really going to understand your personal power, your ability to manifest. You're going to get proof, I almost feel, of manifestation this year, your higher self is saying. And again, I feel like it's interesting that she's a mermaid on this card, because it's almost like when you're going to dive into the waters, the emotions, the depth of who you are and to this connection, again, to your emotional space, what you want to do, what you're here to be, you're going to see things start to change, again, in really positive ways here. But I think you're going to see, yeah, like really, there's going to be some really beautiful things that start to shift. But it also comes from your actions and your dedication and the work and the effort that you put into it, as well as this, like the clarity and the things that, the things that you do otherwise. Some of you might even feel like because things are manifesting, there's like this sense of miracles happening for you. Yeah, we also have body and soul. And this is what I was saying in the beginning of like, it's not just like logically a fresh start. This is like clearing your body, clearing your soul, clearing your energy. We have a tall tale, number 35. So we have a tall tale, and then we have body and soul. I almost feel like this is saying like, going back to the subconscious beliefs, the energy, the emotions, the fresh start, this outlook on things, like where are you holding yourself back, or where are you, I'm getting like the word lying to yourself. This always makes me think of like Pinocchio, this card. So where are you maybe lying to yourselves or telling yourself a false truth? And I feel like it would come from the essence of like fear, or, you know what I mean? Like you're telling yourself something that you're telling yourself this to protect yourself, but it's not serving you moving forward. So where are you maybe lying to yourself, or again, your subconscious beliefs are showing up, your limiting beliefs, your feelings, your emotions that are driving your actions? Like, how are these things starting to show up? And again, having this awareness of like, with the body and the soul, I'm getting this very pure energy. So there's an essence of needing, again, to clear that, like to this card's very dark, right? And so it's like needing to lighten up the energy, needing to free yourself from the heaviness, the weighing down energy, just the feeling of burden, the feeling of holding on to things, letting some of that go, especially when it comes to like your thoughts, your beliefs, and again, what your mind or your emotions or your what you're telling yourself. And it's like getting yourself on like the same page, getting yourself in this sense of alignment. I do see an essence of change though. Like this year might be a year where you really start to shift your beliefs, you really start to change your beliefs. And so I really see that for you here as well for 2025. Yeah, we have transmutation with the Phoenix here. We also have passage, and we have transcending. Yeah. You're finding this like opening is what I feel. There's like, there's this opening that's happening that's creating a big change, a big shift. It's like you're going through like a phoenix rising here, like you're coming out of the ashes. I feel like if 2024 especially was like a hard year, it's like you're finding a new pathway. Things are opening up for you in 2025, your higher self is saying, but we have to do the work. We have to do the hard work, and we have to surrender. We have to sit with ourselves and be in stillness and be in this connection to our higher self, the divine, right? Like we need to be able to understand the messages and the insights so that we can transcend, we can rise above, we can start to move into this newer, higher timeline or just this new space in our life, right? Like we have to be willing and able to surrender and allow everything to burn so that we can rise above that. And this passage, I feel like, again, especially with this Ace of Cups and this Wheel of Fortune, there's going to be things opening for you, new doors opening for you, your higher self is saying. Like there's going to be these fresh starts for you, but there needs to be, again, this deeper connection to self. So I feel like if you want these doors to open and if you're looking for new avenues, I feel like this is really creating a stronger connection with yourself, your higher self, your connection with the divine, like just really focusing on you and how you can elevate your energy and your life and your emotions and your mindset, like really doing a sense of a clean sweep of like, okay, what do I need to focus on? What's holding me back? And again, if you're working through some of these things and you're unclear of how to do that, again, that is what my coaching stuff does. I work with women to do that. So if you need any support with that, feel free to check out those offers, which again are linked in the description box. But I just feel like there's you really rising above this year and really going through a deep transformation and really seeing I feel like by the time your higher self saying, like by the time you get to the end of 2025, it's like life is going to look a lot different for you if you do the work. So that is pretty much what I got for you, pile one. Hopefully that resonates. Let me know down below. If not, you can check out another pile, obviously, as well. Like I said, my services are all listed down below. And as well, if you like kind of general readings like this, deeper readings, then definitely check out my Soulful Circle Tarot membership, where I post readings exclusively for that group that won't be ever posted on YouTube. I post readings probably about like 2 to 3 times, every 2 to 3 days, roughly. So again, if you're interested in that, definitely check that down below. It's $11 a month, so it's relatively realistic of price. So but otherwise, like I said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you enter 2025 feeling so empowered, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this Halolite crystal. This is going to be your reading for message from your higher self for 2025. So we're going to dive on in here. We're going to take a look at these oracle cards here first to start. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. So pile number 2, we have the Anointed, answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. And we have release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding all change. Okay. I like this. This is one of those readings that feels very powerful. So it can, I feel like when this starts to come up for you, it's like this can feel kind of scary, right? Like this is like, it feels very different. It feels like maybe out of a comfort zone. You might even have things arising saying like, you know, am I capable of doing this, right? Like that sort of thing. So don't be surprised if you feel through 2025 like, oh my gosh, what am I doing, right? I feel like you're being called into an aspect of leadership. You're being called to step up. You're being called to lead. I feel like maybe if you're not even, it could be even just like leading yourself. You're being called to evolve and to really step up in some way. I feel like there's a huge change that's going through. You could be releasing a lot of things. You could be shedding things. You could be going through this like deeper transformation. I feel like some of you, this is like a transformation within you. But I think what you're going to notice is things around you externally start to shift as well because of the changes that are happening in you. There was a similar energy in pile 1's reading, but it didn't start out this way. So I feel like you're maybe at a different phase of this, or you're starting at a different point from this. I feel like for some of you, you feel like you have no choice but to go through this change. You have no choice but to step up is what I'm getting. Especially with this Anointed, it's like you're almost like being told like this is what you need to do, or this is where you need to go, or you're really feeling like you're being pushed in a direction, forcing you to shift and forcing you to move. So there's this interesting energy here. And I just feel like you're releasing almost like who you were and almost like stepping into this new version of who you are now. Let's get some tarot here, because this I feel like needs a little more information here. What does pile 2's higher self want them to know for 2025? We have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. I feel like your emotions could be like you're opening up. There's like this blossoming that's happening. Not that you were like a cold-hearted person before, but you might find your emotions are, you're feeling things deeper. You're just going through this, like, I don't know, you might almost like feel like you have a lot of emotions. Let's get some more information here. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups. I almost feel like I need all of the cards here. So interesting, because you're getting similar energies to pile 1 with the cards. And I fully shuffled these, and they're all falling out at separate times, which is interesting too. It's not like they all fell out in a chunk together. Because they got the Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, High Priestess, but they're getting them in different, they got them in different orders. And then we have the Three of Wands. So, and we have the Ten of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So this is definitely a different energy. There's, there seems to be this deeper sense of like, what am I doing for myself long term, or like investing in a change here. I almost feel like it's interesting because, again, I'm just comparing this to pile one because if you've watched pile one, again, a lot of similar cards came out. But in pile one, this Ace of Cups was over here. And so the way I'm reading this now is like this starts, this Ace of Pentacles, or this Ace of Cups, sorry. This opening starts, and we start to invest our energy. We start to kind of like see where this is going to take us, and then it's like things fully start to open up and expand. It's like we evolve from the Ace of Cups, then to the Queen, then to the High Priestess. So it's like your gifts, like, and who you are, I feel like is evolving over the year. Some of you, this definitely could be like your intuition evolving over the year. Others of you, I just feel like this is like you expanding on a personal level, things opening up, things expanding for you. Because there's something here where I feel like this maybe has to do with your career, or this could have to do with just even your money in general. Some of you are opening up your receptivity. Like you really could be opening up how much money you're able to take on, or how much you're able to receive, even just like abundance wise. But I feel like you're still putting in the hard work. This isn't just like, manifesting and not doing the work with it. I feel like you are doing the work here, but there's this, it's like you've been doing the work the entire time, but now there's like this opening of the receptivity piece. So now it's like the work that you put in isn't going to feel like, it's feeling like it's finally paying off. So you're not going to maybe feel like you have to work as hard, and you're not having to work as hard because things are now like compounding. Things are, you're getting the reward for, and the results for your work and your effort here. So I feel like your higher self is saying like, this is a time for you to open up, because the Ace of Cups always makes me think of like the heart space and the heart chakra. And the heart chakra needs to be open for us to be able to receive and to be able to give. And a lot of us have blockages there. And I feel like if you're trying to bring especially more like abundance into your life, I feel like this is about you opening yourself up to be able to receive that. It could also be love as well, like looking for long-term committed partnership. There could definitely be a new love here that's coming in for you. But whatever it is, it's like you're entering a new space. You're being anointed. You're having to answer the call. You're having to step up into something new that you've maybe never been before, or a space where you've never been before. And this is this transformation. And I almost feel like there's a lot of expansion that's going to happen for you in 2025. But I also feel like it's not even close to what you're going to be down the line further beyond 2025. Because we have this Three of Wands. And I feel like there's so much more potential with where you're going. You're going to, yes, see a lot of expansion and see a lot of results here this year for what you've done leading up to this. But I also feel like there's a lot of growth still to come. Like you're only hitting one part. You're hitting one goal this year, and then you're going to have more goals. Right? So it's like you're hitting one milestone, you're going to have more milestones that you want to reach. But this is like the first, I feel like, really big transformation. This is like, some of you could be really like, I'm almost getting like, if you have a business or something, this could be like it starts to take off and you change your financial situation, or, you know what I mean? Like almost like a different lifestyle is what I'm picking up. Or you just totally move and act and are different. Like you could dress different. You could, like by the end of the year, right? Like you're just gonna be this very different person. And not in a bad way, not in an egotistical way, it's just like this growth that you're starting to see all of a sudden that I feel like you've been working so hard to try to see. So I feel like there is this shedding. Some of you may have certain things that I feel like some of you could be letting go of some stuff, especially if you've been working with things, or you've been holding on to things, like waiting to see if they're going to reap any sort of reward or growth. If things aren't growing for you, I do feel like you could be releasing those things. So there could be a lot of, again, change. But I also feel like you're not waiting. You're not holding on to things for too long. Like you're holding on to them just enough, or you're being called to hold on to things enough to see results. And if the results aren't there, like, don't be unrealistic about it. But if the results aren't there, then just like you're just, nothing's going to hold you back from getting to where you're trying to go. Because again, I feel like you are looking for long-term success here. You're looking for stability for your future, whether that's, again, relationships, or you're looking at money, or whatever the case may be. You are, again, putting time and energy into things. If it doesn't serve you, you're not holding on to it. You're not trying to make things fit or make things work. Now let's see what else we have. Yeah, look at that. We have letting go. It says timing, forgive self and others, and process emotions. So some of you definitely are letting things go here. Especially if you feel like it's time. Again, there's something around like time and putting enough energy and effort into something. And if, again, it's not reaping rewards for you, it's not supporting you, you're letting it go. And I feel like this is also about like not holding on to like a grudge about it, or not being upset about yourself that something didn't work out. So you're having to definitely process your feelings and your emotions this year around certain things. I also feel like too, there's an aspect of like not getting attached to, or not letting your emotions drive your decisions. So making sure you're fully processing the emotion around things before you impulsively maybe make a decision, right? So yeah, I feel like that is also coming up here. But I do feel like, again, there's definitely a lot of like releasing and letting go of this, like this transformative aspect. And then we have the Creatrix, which says express emotions, birth your creations, womb energy. So feminine energy is coming through strong. It was coming through strong even in, again, pile one. There definitely, again, is something new, even just something you want to have, manifest, create with this Ace of Cups. I feel like this is happening in 2025. I feel like for you, this could actually come up quite quickly. Again, this could also already be something too with this Ace of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. This could also be something you've already been investing a lot of time and energy on, is what I'm hearing, leading into 2025. And it's like, then you're going to start to see the results. Then you're going to start to see the shift and the change. So there's also that aspect here as well. And there's this nurturing energy throughout the year. I feel like there's kind of this, again, there's like this further expansion though. Like there's like, this isn't the only thing. I feel like this is like not like, you don't finish 2025 and be like, I made it. You finish 2025, I feel like, and feel like, wow, I've seen so much change, so much transformation. I am definitely not the same person I was before. However, there's so many more places you want to go. There's so many more things you want to create and expand upon in your life. Like, this is just the beginning, is what I keep getting. This is just the beginning. But I do feel like this has to do with, again, the work and the effort that you've already been putting through. And it's like this feminine energy just opens the door and things start to shift for you all of a sudden, where maybe you've, again, up to this point, been putting a lot of effort, and nothing really seems to be taking. I feel like in 2025, that's where things start to shift. Now, we do need to make sure that we are not overgiving. We are not holding on to other people's things, other people's emotions, other people's energies. So I do feel like that's really important here too, to make sure that we're shedding the things that need to be shedded, and so that we can still, and this might not even be like literal things in our life. This could be like energy and emotions and things you're picking up throughout your day energetically that you need to make sure that you're releasing and shedding and letting go. because it's those energies that can like latch onto us and kind of almost like keep us stuck. So there definitely feels like there needs to be this cleansing. I was getting this a lot with pile 1 too, this cleansing energy. There is a lot of similarities with pile 1 and pile 2, but I would almost feel like pile 1 is like earlier in the timeline, like you're a little bit more further along in your path, is kind of how I get that. They could both heavily resonate if you watch both, but look at that. We have let it go, number 24. So there's a strong releasing energy that's coming up for you guys, and we have seeing beyond 36. Again, I feel like there's further expansion. Now with this, with the High Priestess here, I also feel like this is saying like there's an aspect and an element of like foresight. You can see that, again, this isn't the end. You see things down the line. You're seeing this further expansion on things. So there could also be a lot of ideas and insights that are coming to you this year about like where you can take something, or where you can further evolve or further grow or further expand. But I definitely, and it's interesting, this is like even a heart, and I was talking about the heart chakra, and it's green, which is also heart chakra energy. There is something I feel like in your heart space that you're letting go of that is like opening you up. It's expanding you to be able to receive more. And again, it could very well be like money-wise in some way. But again, I really feel like this is also too making sure we're not overgiving, making sure we're not giving too much of ourselves away, or if we're having to need and support people, then that's fine, but making sure we're not taking on their energy, taking on their emotions, taking on their feelings. We have protection here. Again, protecting our energy. We have magic, which we had the creatrix here. And we have stability. Yeah. You're definitely creating a strong foundation for yourself. And again, that 10 of Pentacles was here, right? So there's something about your stability and your foundation in life. That's why I'm getting like this could definitely be like money related. Creating the stability, creating the protection. And this is like about your manifestation of that and your creation of that. We did have, I thought it said something about magic on this card, but it doesn't. It says express your emotions, birth your creations, and womb energy. Yeah, I feel like this is about, regardless, this moonlight enchantment with magic is about the magic that you bring to your life, to the situation, to the creation process, through the manifestation. There could be a strong manifestation energy here that's, you're starting to be like, wow, I'm like really creating things. I'm really manifesting things. I'm really starting to see like the fruits of my labor. Like, and that's the thing, is like these manifestations aren't coming out of thin air. Interesting that we had the leadership here, and there's a stag energy here in this protection. So I feel like for some of you, this is like, this protection is about you protecting your assets, you protecting your monies, you protecting your energy, you protecting what's valuable to you that will protect you in the future. Again, protecting your energy, protecting your money, protecting, you know, whatever that thing is. But again, I also feel like this is like just the beginning, just the start of this. Now, for those of you who are women, I work with women and I coach women. If you are wanting support in this, I help women, basically help them get to the next level of who they want to be in their career, their relationships, just their life in general, and who they want to be and becoming their version of their higher self through mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual work. So I do have breakthrough sessions, which are just a single session, but I also have coaching 12-week containers called Elevate Her in both group and private options. So if those are something that interests you, the links down below will have more information on those. You can also follow me on Instagram and reach out to me there if you have any questions. So if that's something that interests you, to help you move through these transformations and move through these changes and have support and tools and guidance as to how to kind of shift things as you're moving through some of this energy, then definitely check that out down below. And as well, if you really enjoy these types of readings, my Soulful Circle Tarot membership group is also linked down below, which is a monthly subscription. It's $11 a month, and I do readings about 2 to 3 times, or it's about 3 times a week, but it's like every 2 to 3 days. And I post a reading, and those readings are exclusive to that group, so you'll never see them here, but they're, again, support and guidance for you kind of along your journey and through your path. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out down below as well. But otherwise, that is pretty much what I got here. So if that is something, again, like I said, that interests you, definitely check those out. But otherwise, hopefully this resonates for you. I have started doing sign readings again on the channel, so you guys can check those out. The first round has already been done. If you did not see those or you missed those. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing as always, and I will see you guys in 2025. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose the clear quartz heart crystal. This is going to be your reading and your message from your higher self for 2025. So let's dive on in here. We've got these 2 cards that we're going to start with, and then we'll dive into the tarot, and then we'll see what the rest of these have to say. But let's see, what does your higher self want you to know for 2025? So we have Sophia, which says divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Okay. And we have rapture, sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, and pleasure. Okay, so for some of you, you could definitely be finding love, finding connection in some sort of way. I'm also, though, getting that for you, pile number 3, that this is going to be a year where you start to find love in everything that you do, enjoyment, fulfillment. Like you could be also very much tapping into your, even if you're a male, oops, sorry guys, like a feminine, like sensual energy of like, sensual energy can even just be like it's our senses, right? So it's like, you know, you could be lighting candles more, you could be like getting really cozy in your home in some way, or just doing things that make you feel really good. And I feel like you're devoted to like feeling those things. So anything that is not making you feel good, you're like, see you, bye. Because I feel like this is your focus. Some of you could also be, I'm getting like saying no more often or having boundaries, because it's like, if this doesn't light me up, this doesn't fulfill me, I don't want to do it. Like, I just don't want to do the things I don't want to do, right? I feel like your intuition is strengthening. It's interesting, in each group, there's been this strong feminine energy coming through. And again, whether you're male or female, I don't think that matters. It's just a matter of like the energy, because we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And so I really feel like this 2025 collectively is going to be a year about balancing the feminine energies, and what's coming through. Again, male or female, I don't think it matters here. And this is about like where you're meant to go, what you're meant to do. But really you connecting with like what makes you feel good, and what's your joy, what's your passions, what's your interests. It's giving me like sacral chakra energy. So there could be a lot of creativity here. There could be a lot of flow coming through for you, but also just like, again, a lot of like pleasure in just the things that you do. So we have the Judgment card coming out here. So I do feel like, again, there's kind of this, it's interesting. We've all had this, again, each group in different ways has had this like awakening energy, this being called into something, an inner calling, a life purpose. I feel like this is kind of connected with this Sophia energy, where it's like your destiny, your divine plan, or the divine plan, and knowing what's right for you and what's not for you. You could also be going through this like evaluation of how you show up in your life, Or again, what makes you feel good and what doesn't here. We have the Star energy. Again, more of like your purpose, what you're here to do, what you want to do, things for your future. We have the Page of Cups here. What else for pile 3's message from their higher self? We have the High Priestess came out in all 3 groups, which is crazy here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune showed up in the exact same spot in pile 1. We have the 4 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So there definitely could be, I'm getting to, like with the Wheel of Fortune and the Judgment, this cycle that's changing, or this completion energy. You may be making a decision here that changes something in your life. I'm getting like something big. So I feel like this would be like where you live. Again, it's going to tap into like what you want, what feels good for you. So this could be like where you live, your partner, or like who you're with, right? Even if you're single, like you might be choosing a person who you want to be with. This could also be like changing your job or creating a business, like something where you're changing some big aspect of like, which would change what your life looks like. But this is like, you're doing this from a place of looking towards your future, what you want for your future. I do feel like some of you might benefit even from like vision boarding or journaling of just what you want your life to look like, what you want to have in your life. I feel like there's a change. Some of you don't know what this change is. We have the High Priestess with the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you don't know what this change is, but again, I feel like it's like giving up and surrendering to the divine plan. What's meant for you, what's not meant for you. Like anything that's not meant for you is gonna, I feel like, fall away. Again, I do feel like there's this creative energy, this childlike energy that, again, I feel like is coming up and connecting with this pleasure energy where you're feeling, again, more connected to certain things, or diving into even like your inner child and how you want to feel. You want to feel good. You want to enjoy things. You want to be creative. You want to have fun, right? And so I feel like, again, it's very much this dreamer energy, which is why I was getting like vision board type of energy. But I almost feel like it's like making your reality match your vision is what you're working towards here. I feel like there's a lot of healing of your inner child happening this year as well. Your higher self is saying, like, especially if you do indulge into the things that make you feel good. Now, this Page of Cups could also be an offer of love. It could be, also I feel like intuitive messages could definitely be coming through here. Like your intuition, like I said, I think I said that earlier, could be definitely enhancing, or you do have intelligence within. So it's like you're starting to access some of this stuff. But I feel like you're like one decision away from changing how things look in your future. I also feel like there's an optimistic energy about this reading. We have it with the Star card. We also have, this is Jupiter energy, which does talk about like optimism, and it's Sagittarian and Pisces energy. There's like dreamer energy here. But I do feel like there's positive things happening here and a positive energy, because the Wheel of Fortune talks about luck and good, like fate. So it's like the good energies that you're putting out, you're getting back that in some aspect here. I feel like there's something more with this Judgment card. I want to get a little more on this. Can you clarify this Judgment card for pile 3 for their higher self message for 2025? What is this Judgment card? Interesting. We have the Moon. Some of you are becoming aware of your, how do I want to word this? Some of you are becoming aware of your, you're becoming aware of what's been maybe, I feel like, an illusion, or what's been maybe a story that you tell yourself, or a fear that you, a fear that comes up for you, or your subconscious mind, or you're starting to become aware of like your patterns, your decisions. And I think that this wake-up call is saying like, do we want to change things? Are you ready to change? Are you ready to shift? And I think that's the question here of, are you ready to step into the unknown of what's maybe to come? Because there's going to be changes that happen if you move in this new path. Some of you are aware of like what's been holding you back. Some of you are aware of like what's maybe been not supportive for you, or like things that have been, maybe it's even like you've been in a job and there's an illusion around this job being right for you, or this job being something that serves you in your highest good, or it supports you in some way. Like, yeah, maybe it supports you financially, but again, you're maybe missing this sense of joy, fulfillment, and connection in your job and your career. Maybe it's a relationships thing, like seeing your patterns and your unconscious patterns, your unconscious feelings, your illusions when it comes to relationships, and realizing like, I need to change, I need to shift, I need to do things differently. And so I feel like there's this change that you're having to make, but it's through a decision of like, I'm choosing something different for my future. I'm choosing something, and this might be hard for you to do. You might not necessarily know. You're having to really trust your intuition with this and follow your heart. And that might be challenging for you, because I feel like the logical mind is also like kind of fighting this a little bit. So there might be some doubt, or you might be struggling with the decision itself. But I feel like if you can choose and follow your intuition, you're going to be very happy with the results, and you're going to have this feel good energy here. And that's what's going to create the changes. Otherwise, I feel like you're going to be stuck in these same cycles that you've found yourself in the past. Now we also have sensitivity. So it says validate self, vulnerability is a strength, and it says projections. Okay. And we also have, choice, life direction, how you respond, and consequences. So, like I said, the choices you make are greatly going to affect you this year, of like whether you exit certain cycles or not, whether you repeat patterns. I also feel like don't let other people's energy sway your decisions, sway your choices of how you want your life to look, or what you want your life to look like. Because with sensitivity, I feel like you need to go with what you want and not what other people want you to do, or what other people project on you. You need to be almost like really honest with yourself about what it is that you want and how you want that to look. So I feel like your higher self is saying like, all this love, all this romance, this pleasure, this sensuality, all these good things are available to you, but you have to make the decision to go for it. Because if you keep succumbing to other people's projections, other people's thoughts around what they think you should do, you're going to, again, end up in these patterns of not feeling fulfilled, or not feeling like you're where you should be, because it's not yours, it's someone else's vision, idea, thoughts. So this is really about you following what is, meant for you. And again, not succumbing to what other people think you should do. So don't let other people, especially more so like people who don't agree with your outlook, or don't see life the way you see life. Like I have people like this in my life. And not even necessarily people close to me, but that am like, I keep things to myself, because I'm just like, we're not even on the same page, So it's like my idea of things isn't going to be their idea of things, and that's okay. But I have to protect my own vision. I have to protect my own thoughts around things, my own energy, because there's no point in trying to, see things the same way when we don't. People can change, obviously, but sometimes you just have to protect your peace, right? So just making sure that if there are people, and for some of you, this isn't like close people, this could even just be in society, right? Like what society expects you to do or what society thinks you should do, and like having to like do something different or be a little weird or be a little different. And in the star is Aquarian energy, and it talks about like the Aquarius energy is, we're in the age of Aquarius, but it's like doing things differently, being your own self, being who you are, being an individual. But that individual also then supports the collective because they are their own individual, right? We also have Uncharted Sea. And we have Healing the Heart. Interesting. I do feel like you're going somewhere you've never been. Again, you're getting out of other chapters or other cycles. You're getting out of other chapters and other cycles that you've found yourself in. And it's like you're changing things. The compass, for some reason, for me, always, just in general, like the compass, whenever I see it on things, it always makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune. Like, what direction are we moving in? How much is the wheel turning, right? Like, how much are we? So you're driving the ship here. I feel like this is what this is also saying. Like, you're driving the ship. So it's like, it's up to you whether you're going to, what direction you're going to move things in. And it's based on your choices, based on, how those things show up for you. With Healing the Heart, I feel like there is this healing of this inner child that's coming through, this healing of the self, where you are more connected to who you are and what you want and what feels good and what feels supportive and what feels nurturing for you. And I think you're like, there's like a coming home to who you are, and what you want for your life. And this year is really about you stepping up and stepping into like what you want to have for yourself, what feels good to you. And again, I had mentioned boundaries and stuff before earlier in the reading, and so that could definitely be something that's coming up for you and making choices around what aligns for you and what doesn't. And boundaries also indicate, like, again, taking space from people that maybe have different opinions or different thoughts of how we should live our life. And we have to think of boundaries as like, how do I protect my energy, right? Now we also have Leadership here. We have Prosperity. And we have Change. Yeah. So I feel like this is about you stepping up and making the changes yourself. You are responsible for your life. You are responsible for how you want things to see, what you want things to look like. And then you're going to reap the rewards of that with the Bee Spirit, with Prosperity here. But you have to stand up for yourself. You have to support yourself. You have to make the changes for yourself in order for you to see this. And I think you're going to start attracting a lot more abundance in just any way, like love, money, support, how you feel day to day. Like, you're going to see the fruits of your labor in an abundant way because you've opened yourself up, you've done this healing, and things are going to start to shift for you. So 2025, you have a big choice. Are we going to keep repeating patterns, or are we going to step into new ones that actually serve us and support us? And I think you're going to see a lot of change with that. And your intuition, I feel like, is definitely going to be enhancing. And I feel like we started out this reading like way less serious than we ended it. And I feel like your higher self is saying, like, the beginning of this reading was to show you what's possible, was to show you that you can have all this feel good energy with just making certain decisions, just making one choice, right? And then things will start to fall into place from there. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. If you are a woman, I do coaching for women to help them evolve and get to become their higher self in any aspect of their life, so they can basically feel like they're in alignment, feel like they're living life on their terms. And we do this by working through physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental aspects of ourselves. So it's a very holistic approach to how do we get from where we are now and where we want to be. So I have single sessions, which are called breakthrough sessions. And then I also have my group and private program, which is called Elevate Her. And it's a 12-week program for that. So if any of those are interesting to you, or if you're want to learn more about it, the link for those is down below for you to be able to learn more. And then as well, if you guys love these types of readings, or you just like, kind of collective supportive readings for your path and where you're trying to go, I have my Soulful Circle Tarot membership, which is also provides guidance and intuition. And obviously we read the cards probably every 2 to 3 days of just messages you need to hear for your higher self and where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do in your life and who you're trying to be. So if you think those would be supportive for you and that's something you want to join, then definitely let me know down below, or you can check out the link for the Soulful Circle membership. It's $11 a month, so it's relatively reasonable. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, all those informations and things will be down below. If you have any questions, you guys can follow me on Instagram as well and just shoot me a DM. But yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, a wonderful end of 2024 and into 2025. And if you're watching this in 2025, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful year. And other than that, sign readings, it's the last one. I started doing sign readings again, so those are up on my channel as well. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing as always, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.